Welcome to this video. I'm very excited for this one. For starters, I challenge you to guess my favorite herb. Need any hints? Just take a look at my channel name. Hope that doesn't give too much away. Anyway, chopping herbs correctly is important because you want to leave the flavor in the herb as well as have the correct size that makes sense for whatever you're adding it to. The method I'm going to show accomplishes both of these tasks as well as leaves some room for flexibility. And usually an herb will fall into one of three categories listed here. So for your reference, an example herb of each type is on the cutting board. The three categories are small leaf herbs, large leaf herbs, and narrow/straight leaf herbs. Some examples of small leaf herbs are parsley, cilantro, and dill, though I'm sure there are plenty more examples. Large leaf herb examples include basil, mint, and sage, so anything that has a relatively round, large-shaped leaf that you would need to take off the stem. And some examples of narrow straight leaf herbs are tarragon, rosemary, and chives. The reason why I split them into three categories is that each category of herb needs to be positioned in a slightly different way before you chop them. So before you start chopping, make sure to wash them to rid them of any pesky critters that might be lingering, and if possible, soak them in cold water, which will allow them to stay robust, or in other words, crisp. Start with a sharp 8 to 10 inch knife and a cutting board. We're going to start with small leaf herbs. I'm using parsley in this example. Small leaves can be chopped using what I call a rough method. Twist off the stem part, which I already did, and bunch and chop in 1/2 centimeter intervals, so the distance between each slice is about 1/2 centimeter. And you can go smaller intervals or larger intervals if desired. One thing I don't recommend you do is to use the rock chop method. This is the method where you put one hand on the blade end of the knife to keep that end down, and the other hand is motions up and down to chop. And though you might be fine if your knife is super sharp, this method tends to bruise the herbs. So unless you're going to put them straight into a liquid such as a soup or sauce, use the slicing method that I stick to throughout the video. Straight leaf herbs, which are going to be next, need to be aligned parallel, and I'm using chives for this example. Then you're going to slice perpendicular in the same interval, so 1/2 centimeter. We're going to move on to large leaf herbs, and basil is the featured one here. And so large leaf herbs need to be rolled up. You're going to start with your largest leaf and then place the rest of the leaves inside each other from next largest to smallest. You don't have to be perfect with the order. And then roll up. And chop like you would a small leaf or a narrow leaf, so 1/2 centimeter intervals. And now you're ready to use them in whatever you like.